It is also used as a reflector, but the only tool that ZSS have that might be reflected would be Paralyzer, and not many. I don't think many pits would go for Orbitars against the Paralyzer shot.
Right.
And now we are going into this match.
And going off of that, all the cooldowns were set, even on side B too. ZSS can really close the gap in with just her speed alone, and then her very fast jab options that could set up into down tilts and carry off with up air. That could prove very detrimental to the pits, but so far we see him commanding a little bit in terms of percent, and
he's doing an excellent job of whip punishing. Did you see how he just waited just outside of the edge of a range?
Right.
So he's doing really excellent spacing and a lot of excellent movement. Like, you could just see how well he whip punished her at that point.
Yeah, he's being very reactionary and just letting Juice throw out options and catching him on whiffs, and really using. Just knowing that he will come in on the attack, and so long as he protects himself correctly, he can get a punish of his own very, very rapidly.
That was some good coverage on the recovery from Juice at that point. Did a really great job of just sort of putting on a lot of damage while he was off stage. One thing that Pitt really struggles with is his air mobility is very low, and that's going to take the stock. You can hear Pitt's stock ending quote. He never learned how to read.
Poor guy.
Good whiff punishment there on the down air. He's playing very cautiously at this point because he really wants that back air, which takes the stock. Excellent play. So yeah, one of the things that Pitt does struggle with is he does have low air mobility when he's in the air. So he prefers to stay grounded for most of his follow-ups.
Yeah,
but he can mix it up with those double jumps, seeing how he was able to avoid thanks to having all of those double jumps and a footstool.
And he has to be careful of how many times he's going to use those multiple jumps, because the longer you're in the air, it just gives the ZSS more time to throw out those up airs and keep the pressure on.
Yep, that is very true. And there you can see he's playing very carefully and just waiting out the double jumps so that he could punish him after he was out of double jumps.
And even
that's the second time that he did that. He got that before, too.
And he's counting his lucky stars that didn't take that time, but he's got to be really careful to avoid it again.
Yep, you're right. Right now, Juice just having a little bit of the advantage, a little bit more damage, just good zoning from Juice going on. Good back air.
Again,
really trying to fish with that side B.
Exactly. That's a really effective tool, though. But yeah, on stage, he wants to keep it. Oh my gosh!
Is that
it? Did! Wow, what a turnaround off the side of the stage!
You can't go out after Pitt so deeply and not expect some kind of a retaliation. That was excellent play from ColdWeather. All right, we'll see. There, that's probably going to take the stock. He was just waiting very carefully for that option.
Yeah, and you see him patiently waiting up there. He probably knows now that he has to avoid that at all costs next time around.
You're right.
Not so wary of it on these low percentages, but you know it could be such just a deterrent in his momentum going forward.
That was an interesting down B. Looks like he was trying to read some option, but ColdWeather did not give it to him.
Again, he's used all his jumps, has to air dodge away. This might prove very bad for him. Now he had to recover back.
Yeah, he went very wisely for a low recovery.
Knowing that ZSS can't match suit very effectively against that.
Yeah, it's really hard for her to cover really low because all of her recovery options are more for side. Good back air. So we're going to see if he's able to clutch this out or if Juice is going to take this with a fortuitous side B back air. He's playing very safe right now.
Yeah, if he can match that playstyle that it was carrying on in the first stocks, and if he can pressure ZSS off to the side, he'll definitely have a better chance of doing that. Here it comes. Chose to go for the neutral B instead, and mistiming it, and the back air finisher.
The back air finishes it.
So close.
That was really close. That was excellent play from ColdWeather. That was really good pit play. Really seeing him spacing well. I feel like it was just that one, he was just a little too close at the end there and got hit by the second back air. He avoided the first back air very well, but the second back air, he was just a little too close because he was trying to punish it with that. I think it was fair, but I'm not entirely sure which aerial it was, but he was trying to punish, and that stuck his arm out long enough that Juice was able to get him with the back air.
Right, and he might have been a little fearful just when he threw out that neutral B off of when ZSS got launched.
Yeah.
I think he should have gone up to ZSS and sort of challenged her a little more.
Yeah.
If it didn't turn out on the screen, it could have benefited off and say to Juice directly, like, I'm going to pursue you, I'm going to pressure you as much as I can.
Yep.
And against this ESS, that is very crucial in what you have to do.
Yeah. I think that we're going to be going into the next match with Town and City as the pick. I find this is an interesting pick. I do feel like having a little bit of the platforms does help, but I can see where that's also something like it can help Zero Suit too if you're not careful.
Yeah, she's
Good
more
string.
she's more well known for her resets on platform to carry off with those up airs.
Excellent punishes from Juice, just doing a lot of damage off of the ledge interactions.
Yeah. And
He keeps jumping. See, this is something that Juice has covered very consistently. He keeps trying to jump as her and it ends in the stock. Yeah, so that entire ledge interaction was a lot of it just Juice reading ColdWeather going for a lot of double jumps to get out of pressure.
yeah.
And was just able to kind of follow that with Zero Suit.
Yeah, even to escape high or even just get on platform. Once those platforms went away, she had to retreat low, and ZSS just on level with the stage excels so well.
Yep. Good down smash. He didn't move forwards enough. Just enough space to avoid the shield grab. Good down air.
Yeah, that was a good ledge option there for him.
He's been using it a couple of times, but that was the first time it really was most effective.
Again, platforms
the roll.
retreating. Got to be careful. Being a little more cautious. I really like it. Oh, just missed time.
He waited
but he
for it.
got out of the up B finisher.
Yes. Just a little bit early for Juice on getting that up B finisher.
Both of them fishing with a lot of short hop
He's really
jumps.
trying to get that cross-up back air. That's going to take the stock. And again, we hear the never learned how to read quote.
You had a whole round to do it, man.
That was almost bad DI on Juice's part. Ooh,
Got a little bit of it.
Air. He keeps air dodging and ended up with a lot of arrows. So ColdWeather is able to take the first stock. He's still at a bit of a deficit, but if he can end up doing a gimp or something to really end this stock soon, we might be able to see some interesting, an interesting comeback. But it really depends on if he's able to get anything started versus Zero Suit.
Yeah, and you see... Ooh! Okay. You see Juice, as he scares me half to death, he's playing a little more of that passive gameplay style, respecting Pit's zone enough to know when to move in, but also retreating and letting Pit throw out an option. Instead, well, that air dodge, just very crucial there.
Fair.
But yeah, he's mixing up his movement and his options while moving in.
I feel like that's a good thing to change, because I feel like what ended up happening, especially at the beginning of this match, was ColdWeather stopped moving as much as he did at the beginning of the first match.
Right.
He was doing a lot more movement at first. Is it going to end it?
Oh, he went for the cheese. Okay. He didn't want to go for the regular up B takeout, sure.
Yeah. Kind of got out of that one last minute. Good back air.
And again, that pressure, he went for the neutral B yet again. I think that he has to pressure a lot more.
Too
especially
bad. If he had done the reverse back air, he could have ended the stock there.
Yeah.
But that should do it. Oh, wow. I'm
DI?
surprised. Yeah.
Oh, I thought he had to punish off that with a reverse forward smash. There we go.
And there we get it. So he is able to take that last stock. He's got a lot of damage on him, though. So
Here
we'll
comes
see if
the
he's able to get something, maybe like a nice spike.
That was good catching the flip with a nair, but yeah, he really does have to pressure ZSS off the side because Pit, as we were discussing before,
Too bad he whiffs.
the one place where he's excelled is when pressuring ZSS off the side of the stage.
Yes.
So he really has to get her there. That's why you see Juice propelling more towards the middle of the stage and keeping as much ground as he can.
Yep, just to avoid any edge guard attempts. He's really fishing a lot with the back air, which makes complete sense. Getting a nice safe back air could end the stock at this percent. But he's just playing a lot. He's mixing in a little bit of side B as well as back air to sort of try and force ColdWeather to approach him. But we'll just see. It seems like we really are at a point where it's like, who can apply that last finisher? Who can get that punish option that leads to a stock off stage or something.
He's playing reserved really well, ColdWeather,
Yes.
just respecting because the lethality of Zero Suit Samus can come in at any moment, and he's just doing so well to rack up as much damage as he can.
Oh, that was an excellent nair.
Neutral B actually comes out, but the flip high will get him back. Oh my
and he
gosh,
gets
the
it!
turnaround and takeout!
That was a great play.
ColdWeather keeping his dreams alive in this
Yes.
first set on stream.
Able to get the reverse 3 stock on him.
Oh my
Because he
God.
lost all but his
Yeah.
last stock and then was able to take all 3 of them in a row. That was excellent play.
Summer is not coming by. The ColdWeather is here to stay.
So I really liked how he adapted at the end of that game. What he really did right was he started putting in his defensive, his good movement. That's what got him so well in the first game.
Exactly.
And kept it close. And he lost it at the beginning of the second game, but he picked it back up by the end, and it paid dividends for him because he got the game.
That was insane. So if he can carry that through, but we know that Juice is a very respected player and an adaptive player. Yes, he will be able to pick up he's very can hone in on a lot of the little mishaps.
Yeah.
That's such a great performance from ColdWeather come in, but he can pick apart those little flaws in your gameplay style. Yeah.
So here we go into game 3. So this should be an exciting match. And it looks like ColdWeather is keeping up with the excellent movement we saw from the end of the last game. Oop, he got the bounce, but not the hit, which is good for ColdWeather because I don't think he would have wanted to get hit.
Right.
Ooh, and he caught, see, remember I told you, he has a double jump habit off the ledge.
Right.
So there you can see Juice punished it again. Juice doing a very good job of just keeping track of those little things that players do. That's what makes Juice so fun and so good to watch. Just watching him pick players apart like that. Very good.
And again, we see ColdWeather starting to respect, but then that's when
not
Juice
quite able to get it, but very close.
That's when Juice is going to move in. He's seeing that ColdWeather not really fearful so much, like I said before, but respective.
Respective.
And that's when Juice can just flip the switch and move in and catch you really unprepared and unaware.
Though I would say he played a little too reserved off stage there. There was a moment where Juice was just below him, and he was just a little bit slow on the down air. If he had done an instant down air, it would have won, like it would have done in the first game, where he got that excellent spike.
Right.
Soft spike. Ooh, he went for it.
Even so, Juice lapping in the percent on the stock.
But we've seen ColdWeather bring it back before.
I mean, we just saw it last round, so.
So he can, if he's able to maintain his composure and just get a nice reverse just like that, that's all he needed. That's all he needed was that excellent reversal off stage. Juice went a little too hard and lost the stock for it. See there, he went for it again. This time, ColdWeather was just a little bit lower. So it looks like ColdWeather has actually started to adapt because he's being a lot better about not just jumping into options. Great. Did you see that great turnaround? Great. Just sort of micro spacing around Zero Suits.
And the spot dodge to avoid the grab.
Perfect spot dodge, yeah. Very good play. Very good play.
And again,
he was reading the jump from Juice this time.
Yeah.
Instead of Juice being the one to read the jump, it's ColdWeather.
Resorting to that passive play style, but actually moving up when he's utilizing it so that he can throw out the wild option that might catch Juice off guard.
Really good play. Really good job. Up. Too many jumps. Too many jumps. Because there's a point at which your jumps become readable. Good fair.
Just out of range it again.
Yep.
Going high, very nice to avoid that, but the stunner, nope, nothing. Okay, good
double
conversion.
Jump, he gets that double jump at ledge.
At 126, though, all he needs is a very well-placed smash,
or forward throw at the ledge, or if he's able to get side B. Though I don't think Cold seems to be one that uses side B very often. Side B is a move, as I said, that's known for its inconsistency. So I can see where he's being very careful. Gets it with a dash attack. Excellent option selection there.
And even from the cooldown from side B, you don't want to leave yourself too vulnerable, especially when
you're playing against a world-class Zero Suit like this.
Yeah, and just the reaction time he can throw out. He can put out such a heavy punish if he's able to close that gap.
And Reading the jump again. Reading the jump. So much of the ledge interactions come from Juice just reading that jump. Ooh, just a little too early. If he had waited just a little bit longer.
Ooh, just missed. Yeah.
Oh, and that's going to be the stock.
I've done that way too many times.
Yeah.
I roll and I think I passed them, but yeah.
Yeah, just the wrong side. Excellent play from both players. Definitely was an enjoyable set, but Juice is the one that emerges victorious.